rings. All right. So this is 4th of July. It's the morning version of it. It's the 1 o'clock in the morning version of it. So I'm surprised I didn't hear any fireworks today, actually. Or I used to. They would run fireworks all the time. Like a couple of days towards the 4th of July. So do the UFO crash Lombardy energy. So it was I put Italy. So it was UFO crash in Italy. That's why I forgot to put in there. Remember, it was something. Fritzy's here biting my foot. She wasn't doing that earlier, and now I'll go live. Well, it's feeding time. So yeah, that's they only have documentation of it. They don't really have any evidence or anything like that. So it just kind of tap into those energies. And now this is a psyop. It doesn't feel like it's a psyop, but during World War II, the U.S. Took the spacecraft, is what they're saying. So, which I wouldn't be surprised. So, and Mussolini knew about it. So, everything is hearsay. Now, is this going to be used as propaganda? As for the UFO, some kind of fake alien invasion or whatever they're planning right now, or yeah, definitely. Come on, Fritzy. Oh, Fritzy. Kill me. Should get down, come back, and bite my foot again. Oops. So it happens. Some of those energies. It's hard to say what we'll get out of that. Actually, there wasn't much written on it, at least that I can find. Well, I can show the article, but they have like 1 million ads on it. So I'm not going to show the article. Jeez, love the internet. It's like 30 ads on the page. It's like, anyway, I guess you use an ad blocker, but whatever. Yes. Want to come on TV? Yeah, take it easy. And solar system update. So that came from a New Ager Space Jesus worshiper. So I figured I'm going to clear that energy out. No New Age, no Space Jesus. Clear all that Galactic Federation of Worlds nonsense. Clear that out. And then they'll say they're having a hard time. It's like, oh, he's being so hard on us. Like, whatever. He wasn't well. Half the time, it's probably a lot of mental illness there, too. Mental illness is running a lot of the New Age communities these days. So, at least when it comes to Space Jesus. Either way, we'll clear out those energies and connect to the actual solar system energy, and just just give maybe some guidance or something like that. Words of wisdom, more like that, and then go into the founding father energies, because we're in the 4th of July. So and there's a lot of weirdness with the U.S. and everything. Obviously, the U.S. is going down slowly with the culture war that we're going through. It's like turning into a nanny state. So, yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, oh well. I mean, economic slavery has not been freed yet. I wonder if we'll have that in our lifetime. They freed the slaves, but not the economic slaves, which is everybody. So, not sure how that's going to go. If you start doing that, there'll probably be a lot of assassinations. So probably not just canceling, just get rid of you. So obviously it's part of growth and everything, but still, um, yeah, go shoot. Um, so UFO, Italy, Lombardy energy, which I've never heard. Cat, oh, just won't stop. I'm channeling. It doesn't bother me so much, but I'm trying to think. I can't think when she does that. Everything was quiet until I started. So, all right. Oh yeah, there's like this UFO reporting thing I never heard of. All right, HighMetal.com. Got price sessions and scheduler. We have the shop. We'll have the webinar. Tomorrow, social network behind the scenes and the archive. So going to this is kind of interesting. I didn't know about this. Cats. Got a cat over there. So we have updates. I don't know what's going on with this. I just found it. I didn't know they had a thing like this. Ever data bank, whatever this is, your gallery, which is kind of weird. It's like somebody drew that in their some of their crayons. I don't know if that's a eyewitness. I don't know if it's really. I'm not sure what that's about. Over some legitimate energies here somewhere, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of these guys. Maybe they've been around for like forever. It was founded in 1974. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Anyway, doesn't matter. Oh yeah. The thing is, let's see here. We're going to finally get rid of Fritzy. God, please. Trying to be freaking nuts. So there's Lombardy, Italy. Give you kind of idea of what it looks like. I don't know where the UFO crash or anything like that. So you do UFO, there's really nothing really on it. Or maybe this is it. Yep. The world's first documented UFO crash. I didn't. This is a different article here. Well, yeah, I guess it's reported that how many people know about it. Anyway, I'm not going to go too much into it, but Mussolini, the government knew about it, and like I said, the U.S. Recovered it. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Okay, we're going to the UFO crash of Italy, the first document. We'll just see what we got on that. I do feel like there's a lot of artificial intelligence connected to that. And I feel like there were decent Zetas overall. Most like it was Zeta. Was a reptilian attack, or it's not really getting a vibe on that. Was it a government attack? Maybe by the U.S. or somebody like that. I I did get some government energies there, so we'll see. All right, well, we'll just get a version of the story. But I don't believe this is that well known, especially if it's the first, you know, reported that most people probably never heard of, and there's probably information on it. So anyway, all right, we'll go into that in the solar system, grab those energies, and then go into the founding fathers. So, all right, blessings. Greetings, we have the Zetas. You can say the Zetas, well, yes, it's going to be different versions of the story. But yeah, they just lost control of their ship through magnetic interference. So, yes, a manipulation by a secret government that already knew about UFOs but not made it public. To get their technology, they just got lucky on that one, you can say. So, think of it as a trap. So, which has one version. Others will probably tap into and see other things there. As for the Zetas that were there, they weren't really doing anything to anybody. They were just monitoring the Earth. They weren't causing any difficulties. So, and yes, they can go into the third dimension. Well, they get it with the way they get attacked. It kind of brings them into the physical realm. So it lowers their frequency, so they can be easily attacked. You can say. Of course, the energy weapon is more fourth dimensional. Which, your tools now can do that too, if you just have the right calibration on certain sound weapons or sound instruments, you can say, which are not used very often. Well, obviously the aliens have gotten a little bit smarter on that. Well, at the time they weren't using, there was no one using a type of instrument at the time. As for humanity awakening to UFO energies or alien energies for that matter is unlikely. Still many are asleep. You have your ufologists, but most of the public, it's like more than they can handle. Doesn't mean there won't be more information coming out little by little. It will just, many are getting old too, and they want to clear their conscience about the secrets that are here. And some of them are obviously tired of the secret in general. You can say there's a bit of a coup going on. Doesn't mean it'll be made public, of those that just want all of this out in the public eventually. Obviously, they can't show any physical evidence, but you are gearing up to some kind of an awakening. We just put it there. Now, when it happens is another story. There will be a time where alien information will be part of society. It will be, obviously, this is like the warm up towards it. Obviously, you feel like there's a fake alien energy. There's going to be some of that. There's going to be a combination of real, fake, and just like you have now. But it's just not time yet. But it is the warming up towards it, because some of you are probably can feel the future of when alien contact does happen. Now, it doesn't matter at all. It does and it doesn't. It's basically, it's part of your human evolution. Yes, other ideas to keep this world from being destroyed, because there's still a lot of work being done there to cause it. As you can see, you'll see how society is falling apart in many parts of the world. So it doesn't mean the aliens can solve everything, but with their presence here can help things always balance out for less of a doomsday scenario of your future. You're doing pretty good now, but eventually the Earth has a phase of just connecting to your galactic family when the time is right. Yes, it may not be as exciting as someone would like it to be. Someone to control it. Some are going to worship the alien energies. Be a lot of alien beings that are envious of humans. all the complexity you go through. Why do you put yourself through all this? So be alien lifetime beings trying to learn from you, and others are trying to guide you, which many are not going to listen to. I mean, I basically the alien energies are basically just spiritual counselors, like you have here. It just now you have an alien being doing it more. Well, basically the alien frequencies do it more on a broader scale, but also for humans to activate more of their chakras and just basically the world become lighter. Obviously, it's not going to become lighter instantly. It's still going to have a war here. This is a war planet. But the idea is to, you might sound as cliche, to save this world from implosion. Because you can probably feel there is a lot. I mean, even in your own daily lives, you can feel the pressure here. Like, how can I get through my life? How can I get through all of this? There's a pressure to, I mean, obviously, if you're part of the system, it gives to you. But if you go against it, and you don't want to control everyone, you have no agendas, obviously, that's when you feel, the manipulations to, have you go crazy, basically. It's just the beings that rule this earth. There's several different ones, Orion, reptilian beings, it goes on. They don't want to lose their control over this earth, but many of you are still found. So it's a spiritual, mental war. And yeah, it's not like I mean, it'd be easier if you're wearing combat clothes and carrying a weapon. This is mostly a mental war. Yeah, but they're losing. The more that you fight them off, the more that they lose. And obviously, you don't have to try and force anyone to believe you or your connections or anything like that. Just be yourself, basically. Who cares what people think? So many are going in so many different directions. Yeah, it's the world of confusion. So, this is. Greens, this is your solar system frequency. Yes, many of you are not being told the truth, obviously, of the energies of your solar system, how it can change its colors and have basically, it does have a consciousness. It just doesn't speak itself. It can tell you also the truth, like maybe too much truth. But it does also, I mean, it is connected to your Mother Earth. It is connected to your version of reality. But other planets see the universe as much different. They see it more colorful, more alive, even with music out in space, depending on the dimension of the planet. So, and yes, you can hear voices of like the astral plane, like you can go out into space or even go outside and hear the astral plane speaking. Yes, it might sound a little schizophrenic there, but it depends on what reality you're in, where you're being trained to not be aware. Yes, it's like think about going outside and hear fairy beings and elf beings. A little strange there, but you get used to it. But you can also eventually see them depending on the situation. Yeah, it might sound like it's a crazy situation there, but obviously it depends on how your world evolves. This one obviously is going through, it's like it lost the war, as you can see. It lost its higher consciousness. It feel like it can do anything. The humans of this world feel like they can, they're unbeatable. Not everybody was like that, but quite a few were, and which caused everything to fall. Basically, those that are basically running your planet now physically are much involved with its down, for losing itself in the past, but they're still controlling the narrative. What the families are, not all of them, but quite a few of them are. So yeah, most of society during the ancient times had nothing to do with taking over the world or anything like just being normal beings, using your powers and just living out your lives, and others just have a power trip. Extreme. As for the solar system, what is it doing? Not a whole lot. Obviously, there's alien beings out there. Yes, there are a lot of reptilian beings out there for sure, too. At least they're as the outer layer of your Earth. They're there to like keep you from seeing who else is running this planet. It's like they're guards, like imperial guards, kind of like the Nazis to some level. Obviously, there's good reptilians, but there are others that have been, literally, you say slave reptilian beings. They all have different agendas. Like I said, not all of them are bad, but it's just basically the reptilians are like a stronger, just a strong force to do. It's like they were just chosen. You could have chose like a rat collective, but the rats don't always listen. Always the reptilians are more easier to program, you can say. There's a lot of alien energies that just don't want to listen. Even Zeta doesn't listen. Some do, most don't. And reptilians are just a little bit more similar to you in a lot of ways. Kind of like your militaries. But basically, they've been programmed, they've been manipulated, they've been genetically altered to do what they're doing. As you've been genetically altered to live this reality, you can say, to a certain level. Obviously, it could be a lot better. So they've been altered. You've been altered. Yes, they're part of a slave race themselves. Some of them enjoy it. A lot of them don't. It's similar to like your Nazi Germany, basically. It's like some of them are dedicated. A lot of others, like they want out. So, I mean, they can wander around your world, do whatever they want, but they still can't get out of their regime. So, it's just they're, like I said, they're just chosen for it. So, lessons. Grace used as the founding fathers of the USA. Yes, there's a lot of galactic energies there, spiritual frequencies. Well, basically, to take your world to the next generation, its next phase. Is the US going to fall? Not instantly. It is fighting back. But it's also cutting a lot of fat, also. A lot of excess energy it does not need. Like materialism. Materialism had a purpose, but most likely you're going to more minimalism. And yes, there's AI energies, but also there is a spiritual redemption, a spiritual find that is you're going through currently. And eventually we'll find it when the time is right. And just a lot of soul searching between now and then. Basically, your world will become more simplified, where you can just access more information. There's a lot of complexities in your lives, as you can see. You have to get up, go to work, do all these things that you really probably don't want to do. Eventually, they become more simplified and less. Like you need less resources to live, and become lighter, and you're less dense and more lightness. Obviously, men are old-fashioned, nostalgic to the old ways of life, but there are many new generations coming into this world that want nothing to do with all of this excess. But there will be eventually generations that do not want to work. Of course, you're seeing that now, but also be productive in a positive way, basically to learn your powers, basically. As many of you already know, basically, more of a higher frequency energy. It might not always be positive, but there's somebody doing darkness, basically more beings with powers. That's what you're looking for. But it becomes through your generation of people. It's just through your children. More of them will get. It's not going to be as simple as that. There'll just be others a bit more advanced, like you're going through now. It's just that you're basically building up a stairwell for more. Just you're just building, you know, what they can a foundation for them to live off of. And as you can see, that many lived a simple life in their past and became more complicated, and now you're kind of going more to a simplicity, but more of a spiritual awareness. That's connected to your guide's spirituality. It becomes normal where you're not hiding it anymore. That will be a time of just a renaissance time period, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. But you're building its foundation. It has to be attractive enough for others to daring enough to open up their abilities and not be afraid of it so much. And just so you're looking for, yes, many are looking for solar flares, for power, for this. If it basically comes through your generations. of new people. That's more realistic. You don't have to believe that. We can believe whatever you want. Many just want to get their powers and fly away. It doesn't work that way. As you can see. As for the founding father of frequencies, it's always about building a better generation, which many of you are doing now and don't even know it. So,